What's going on YouTube? VASTLY here. I hope you guys are doing well. Shifting gears away from Call of Duty and back to XDefiant as we got a brand new patch today. A patch that set out to fix a number of issues with ranked play, as well as a massive weapon balance update for you shotgun users, and I'm looking forward to covering that in a second. But the main focus of this update is ranked play, and it seems as if the main focus moving forward throughout Season 1 is stabilizing ranked play in a meaningful way so that it can become a pillar for this game's success. So a W to XDefiant there. There was a whole X debrief where Aches went through all of the supposed changes and upcoming improvements to ranked play. But what I want to focus on in this video is what is coming today. When you turn on the game today, what has changed? Well, when it comes to ranked play, the number one change is there will no longer be matches that start with less than 8 players. They have also enabled a kill switch to any match if a player leaves during the loading screen, during the faction or create a class selection, or before the match physically starts. If the match timer is at 0 and one team has 3 players, another team has 4, the match will end. The remaining players will not receive an RP penalty, and the match is kill switched, which is great. You'll no longer have to play those long, strenuous matches of 3v4, which results in more players leaving. And on that note, Aches also touched on the fact that if you are in a match that players are leaving in, you will receive less of a RP penalty to the point where if the loss is too much, you will not receive any type of RP penalty for a loss in that game, which is great. It encourages players to stay in the match, but also helps you out a little bit if somebody decides to leave. You know, they got to go eat dinner, they got to go take the dog out, or whatever it might be. At least it's not penalizing you. That's a nice change. There's also going to be CTF coming to ranked play, which is nice. I'm looking forward to it. CTF is like a staple in ranked play, and I was recently watching the Halo Championship Series, and there was CTF, and I just reminisce so much of like classic Halo. But nonetheless, the Halo Infinite HCS that happened this past weekend was a lot of fun to watch. Congratulations to Optic on winning that. But back to XDefiant and ranked play here, that's all that came in this update. But as we move throughout Season 1, there are going to be noticeable changes. Faction limits. There are going to be input-based matchmaking, which is so important to a game like this because keyboard and mouse players do have a bit of a disadvantage versus controller players. I mean, controller players like myself, we get aim assist. Mouse and keyboard don't. So it's a little bit of a disadvantage. And that is noticeable, and I do believe 100% that there should be input-based matchmaking, especially in ranked. And they're going to be updating the rank point ranges for matchmaking. So those are coming in the future, and are frankly going to be welcome changes when they come into the game. But let's shift our focus back to what's coming right now, what's in this patch. And one very notable change happened to Echelon's intel suit. The change we've all been asking for is finally here. The Echelon's intel suit now only reveals enemies through walls for the player wearing it. Allies will still see enemy locations on minimap though. This is a massive win, and it's about time. We've been saying it for a while, and finally they have done something to address it. Now let's move on to weapon balance. The rapid fire barrel and muzzle booster attachments were causing less recoil on some weapons, such as the ACR and the AK, when they were supposed to cause more recoil. That's been fixed. And I've been seeing more and more class setups spread across social media involving the rapid fire barrel and the muzzle booster on these two weapons. So this will be a nice change. It'll be interesting to see how it all works out. They've also reduced the MP7's magazine capacity from 35 to 30, and its rate of fire from 875 to 850, essentially nerfing this weapon. We'll see how that plays as well. But now we have to get into the biggest change to the weapons, and that is the massive shotgun buff that will be in XDefiant. And hopefully this will be something that shotgun players can get excited about, as range drop-off has been buffed. Sprint out time has been reduced. Hipfire spread has been reduced. Your crouch hipfire spread has been reduced. All of this to take aim at the fact that the shotguns in this game have been an afterthought. They've been a secondary. They've been bad. But now, hopefully, we will see the shotguns rise from the ashes and be at least a little bit competitive. But worst case scenario, they'll at least be a lot more fun. Two final notes as we come towards the end of this video. One of them is regarding the sticky grenades. They will no longer disappear after you've died. There's been a problem in the game ever since the launch of Season 1, maybe it was one of the early patches of Season 1, where sticky grenades would just disappear when you died, and everybody was like, what the heck's going on here? That's been fixed. There's also been a fix that prevented players from their kill-death ratio being updated after completing matches. And I was one of those players, so I'm very excited to see how far my kill-death ratio has fallen over the last few weeks. Going to be interesting. Anyways, this is a step in the right direction. A lot of good things came from this update, and hopefully we see more as time goes on. Obviously, there's nothing mentioned about netcode or hit registration here, so I'm sure there'll be players that are upset with that. And rightfully so. It's a major problem in this game, and until it gets addressed in a significant way, it's still going to be the bane of players' existence in this community. So hopefully we get some more news regarding that in the future. But as it appears here, they've done a pretty good job with another update. Brought in some needed buffs to the shotguns, changed some stuff up with the factions, and of course are doing continual work at improving ranked play for everybody. And that's important. Now we just got to wait and see how this is all implemented and how it all plays. So I'm going to reserve my judgment until I hop into XDefiant later today to try out the Echelon, try out the shotguns, and just see where we're at in ranked play. Maybe this is a W update, maybe it's an L update. Hard to tell right now. But you can let me know what your review is down below in that comment section. And while you're down there, maybe let me know what is missing from this update that needs to be addressed ASAP. Please try to limit your comments regarding the hit detection. Your guess is as good as mine. Who knows when we're going to get some serious overhaul in that regard. But I want to hear some worthwhile changes that you'd like to see in XDefiant as we move forward. I'll also leave a link to the XDebrief that we received yesterday from Ubisoft, so check that out as well, as there's a ton of info in there regarding future changes and some Q&A from the community. As always, guys, I thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.